take the green flag for round 4 of the 2022 championship season. Curtis and Schwellenberg on the front row. They finished second and third in the point standings last season. They had problems in the 500, but they have had good, promising runs at the Battle of the Beach and at Las Vegas to show that they have the speed, and they have the speed again here at California. But can they turn that result into a victory today? Monster Energy Racing looks quick. Cybertron Motorsports and Rodriguez Racing, they all look supreme today as the green flag flies. We're racing. Onto the back straightaway for the first time today. Dejon Weeks has passed Dylan Schwellenberg. Schwellenberg seems like he's in trouble. He had a terrible start. Here comes Dejon Weeks to the inside of Curtis. Curtis is going to shut the door on Dejon. Davidson to the outside of Richard Johnson. The MER car shot off like a rocket. Everyone's fanning out to the top side. Usually that outside wall off turn 4 is very dangerous. Everyone likes to hit it, but looks like everyone got through quick. DJ Curtis leads lap 1, but he has the Monster Energy Racing cars just behind him, and the caution flag is out. The caution is out. John Arndt again. This is the 4th race in a row. John Arndt has been involved in an accident. He has not had a finish inside the top 30 all season, and this has got to turn around at some point for John Arndt. What a terrible start to the season for the 43 team. Here's a replay. Arndt, I don't know, just crowding Jeffrey White. You know, heading into turn 1 on lap 2 of the race. Same thing happened at Las Vegas. Just wasn't clear. And Arndt just tried to clear himself, and he wasn't. And Jeffrey White got put up in the outside wall. Arndt's going to be able to continue. But that is a shame because John Arndt needed a clean race. He's outside the top 30 in order points. And if he doesn't have a good race today, he's going to have to qualify in on speed for Phoenix. Racing back to the start-finish line, it was Dejon Weeks. This is a replay going to the outside of DJ Curtis. Richard Johnson, his teammate, swarming the 19, and it was Dejon that took the lead at the start-finish line. Unlike Las Vegas, all of the leaders look like they are staying out, except for the guys that were involved in the accident. Jeffrey White in the 11. Not sure how he has started in the season. I don't have his stats pulled up, but White in the 11, he is 23rd in the point standings. He doesn't have as much bad luck to the season as John Arndt. Arndt, the 43 team, got some gas and is driving away in that battered 43 machine. Pace car comes down pit road. Dejon Weeks had a very poor run at Las Vegas, and that was on merit. And Weeks slid to 4th in point standings. DJ Curtis, he had a top 10 run and climbed to 12th in the point standings. Richard Johnson and Zayden Davidson, they've also had very good solid runs in the last couple of events. And Curtis to the inside of Dejon Weeks trying to take the lead back. The defending champion Jesse Tunner lined up 5th on the restart. Sean Harple, Jake Bassinger, Joseph Shrigley, also to name a few drivers, and Charles Sanford. All of them have had amazing starts to this season. DJ Curtis in this Cybertron Motorsports Mercedes to the inside of Weeks. Weeks, though, powers back on the top side. Monster Energy Racing, you can tell that team is beaming with a lot of confidence this season. They believe 2022 is going to be their breakout season, and so far it looks that way, as all of the Monster Energy Racing cars are inside the top 5 in the point standings. And Weeks trying to hold off DJ Curtis, who is trying to attack against Dejon Weeks. The pole sitter trying to stay up front like he did at Battle of the Beach. Stay there for good. He's down the inside again, but Weeks is going to pinch him down there. They're 3 wide with Davidson and Johnson. The 2021 champion to the inside of Richard Johnson to move up in the 3rd. Wide momentarily as Joseph Shrigley and the Horizon Group Pontiac to the inside, door to door with Samuel England. The Mercedes and Pontiac, Mercedes' first ever Sony Cup Series season, and Pontiac's return in as many seasons. Pontiac running really good in the Sony Cup Series. Same with Mercedes. But the front three trying to break away a little bit. Joseph Shrigley in the 86. He's had back-to-back top 10s at the Battle at the Beach and Las Vegas. He's inside the top 5. One of the best runs so far I've ever seen of Joseph Shrigley. Here comes Jacob Hart. Here comes Will Goss. Some names we're not used to seeing at the front. Team Velocity and Flipside Motorsports are inside the top 10. And another week we see James Silverfox in the 34 trying to make his move inside the top 10. He's had a consistent run in the first few rounds. Silverfox, he is 9th in the point standings. Field kind of spreading out a little bit. We'll look a little further back in the field. There's Peter Onjak with Vince Freeze. Onjak's teammate, there he is, Ace Wild. Had a good run in qualifying. Bassinger door-to-door with Rodriguez. Oh, they were making contact into turn 1. Rodriguez and Bassinger. Daniel Bouchard's there. They were 4 wide momentarily. But the point leader almost was involved in an accident. It's a replay of what happened. Rodriguez absolutely crowding the 97, leaning on Bassinger into the corner. And it's a good thing both drivers were aware of each other right there. And good thing they were veterans because Rodriguez didn't push the issue as much as he would have liked. James Shelley qualified out back. He's looking to actually try and finish a race for a change. He's been quick in every race, but he's been involved in an accident in every one of them. He's the 500 pole sitter. Anthony Marchese in the 54 failed to qualify for Las Vegas. Jumped in the 33 machine for North Border Motorsports. Didn't really have a good run there. He was involved in an accident in the early going. Behind the 54 is Ryan Acosta. Acosta in the 24 trying to give Mace Enterprises a good final showing in their final season. The 24 cars had flashes of brilliance. And Ryan Acosta, he's a past winner here at California. And further ahead, I see there's Charles Sanford. Sanford in the 83 was inside the top 10. He's dropping quickly, along with Bassinger as well. Sanford's one of those guys that's had a top 10 in every Sanford's one of those guys that's had a top 10 in every race so far this season. So Sanford's hoping to get back to the front and continue that top 10 streak. Meanwhile, at the front, they're still duking it out for the race lead. Dejon Weeks taking the lead back away from DJ Curtis. They've swapped the lead a couple of times. Some couple of Pontiacs of Joseph Shrigley and Richard Johnson inside the top 5. Staying with the leaders. Jesse Turner still in the top 5, but under a challenge from the Red Bull of Samuel England. Jacob Hart still holding strong for Team Velocity. A good run for this 61 car. They've always ran really good on the 2-mile and bigger tracks. Behind them, Chris Dodd. Dodd, another one of those guys. Oh, Cody Lovis got put in the wall. He came up in front of James Silverfox. Silverfox is in the wall hard. Charlie Smith followed him. Another guy just pinching somebody in the wall. And Silverfox, wrong place, wrong time. Spotters just not clearing their guys. I don't know if they can see them up against the barrier like that or what. I don't know if it's a blind spot. But that's a tough break for Silverfox, who was running near the top 10. Richard Johnson, 2-time champion. In fact, there's 3 two-time champions right here in this pack. And DJ Curtis, Richard Johnson, and Jesse Turner. Actually, 4. Jacob Hart in the 61 is a 2-time champion as well. A lot of 2-time champions up here with the leaders. But Richard Johnson, that 47 car, just goes to show you that Richard still has it behind the wheel and can perform magnificently behind the wheel of a race car. He's another driver that's been very consistent to start the year. Monster Energy Racing, they've come to show for 2022. We saw that at the end of last season. They were building what was a magnificent race car. They were so quick at the end of last season. They got Dejon Weeks and Richard Johnson, some top talent, mixed with old and new drivers. They're single file at the bottom of the racetrack. The inside groove looks like it's the place to be right now. And one driver I'm really surprised that's up here in the top 10 is Will Goss. Goss in the 51. I'm not sure if it was him. I think it was Cole Baker last year that I'm getting it mixed up. But Baker, I think it was, that had a top 10 run last season. Baker actually failed to qualify in his Mercedes to make the race. And a lot of talk was that maybe Will Goss would have to give his ride up to Cole Baker, since Flipside's in an alliance with Cybertron Motorsports, but Will Goss is behind the wheel, and he's showing why he should be in this race car. He's running very well, and James Shelley, who has practiced terribly and qualified really bad, has not been inside the top 30 in speed all week. And here's Shelley entering the top 10. Up at the front, though, Richard Johnson getting underneath of DJ Curtis. And Chris Dodd's there, too, in the 44. It's good to see Richard Johnson run this well to start the year. Fought for the win in the 500. Got a top 10, or actually, I think he might have had a top 10 result at the Battle of the Beach. Ran really well at Las Vegas. But anyway, right now 9 cars are under a blanket as we come to lap 20, just outside of the top 10 as Daniel Bouchard. Shrigley's fell outside the top 10. Same with Matt Rodriguez and Sean Harple. Peter Onjak has gotten ahead of his teammates there. Jacob Hart drifting back just a little bit. Eric Tamax, Anthony Marchese, Ryan Acosta, Cody Lamas. That is the top 20. Then there's Jake Bassing in the point leader. He'll get back in the front in no time. You know, we're coming up on halfway. There's no time to panic. The leaders are still right there in front of you. And Bassinger, he'll be there when it's all said and done. Logan Cloud had a good run in pre-qualifying to make the show. Mitchell Collins in the 70. They're inside the top 25 right now. A good run right now from some of these guys like Great Lakes Motorsports and Orange Auto. The 56 passing Dom Caps and Cody Lamas. Logan Cloud putting on a good show for Great Lakes Motorsports. They have an alliance with Red Bull Racing and Horizon Group, and it's showing now. Hearing there's an issue with Ryan Griffin in the 3 car. We're hearing Griffin in this Can-Am Chevy is down on power or something, because Griffin has been off the pace in the last couple of laps, and he's in danger of getting passed by Hayden Klein. Jeff James has also had some contact with somebody. He's back here with Zachary Fitzwater as well. But Griffin in the CM Racing Machine is off the pace. Another driver that seems like they are off the pace, Charles Sanford. After 3 races of top 10 results, Charles Sanford has fell down to 33rd. This is a home race for Charles Sanford in Red Bull Racing, or for Charles Sanford in the Red Bull Racing car. But Sanford, not sure what is wrong with him, but he has fell off the big pack of cars that's just running in front of him. He's mixed up with Matt DeLeo and Stephen Pollard III, 33rd position. So going to need to see what adjustments that race team will need to do to get Sanford back up at the front. 4 wide momentarily for second position. Richard Johnson to the outside. And for second position, James Shelley was dead last in practice and qualified 34th, I think, out of 38 cars that took time. He has moved his way up to 3rd position. Richard Johnson going after his teammate. Many people believe Richard Johnson was going to play second fiddle today, John Weeks. And, well, Richard Johnson going door to door with his young teammate. And I think Weeks can be smiling that Richard Johnson is going to show his case this season. Both of them are side by side for the lead. It's been very awesome to see Richard Johnson perform as well as he has in the first 3 races, and Richard Johnson takes the lead. Lap 26 on the board, and here's DJ Curtis again falling back. You know, we're going to be closing in on first round of pit stops in about, I would say, about 10 laps or 15 or 20 more laps. They've got a little ways to go before they make their first round of pit stops, but DJ Curtis in the 19, racing door to door, literally on the door of Samuel England. But he's under a challenge right now. Here comes Daniel Bouchard. And we've seen this the last couple of races from Curtis. He's just not able to stay at the lead, and he drops back. The outside line beginning to form. Zayden Davidson has brought Joseph Shrigley with him to pass Jesse Turner. Turner dropped from 3rd down to 5th. Chris Dodd, another race weekend. He is at the front, and it's good to see that this Allen Family Racing team does indeed have speed. We mentioned it at Las Vegas. They've struggled to find this speed, but it's all about getting the finishing results to show for it, and they just haven't done that so far. And Dodd's another one of those that desperately needs a good finish, or he has to qualify in on speed. The outside line again, moving. You don't want to be down there where Chris Dodd is. You have no friends. Harple, though, is going to go down there with him. England in the 82 side-by-side with Shelley. And there's Jake Bassinger. We know he'll always climb his way back to the front. He's a fighter, is Jake Bassinger. That's why he's got 20-plus wins in his career. Dylan Young, the 16s, mixing it up in the lead pack. Peter Onjak and Will Goss, some of the young guns, you know, the rookie class, they're showing out today. Jacob Hart, Peter Onjak's teammate, still inside of the top 15. So he's worked his way past of Eric DeMax, Matt Rodriguez there. And how about the 33 car? Nick Breeding. Nick Breeding had to use a provisional to make the race. And there's the 33 inside of the top 20. It's good to see some of these guys that, you know, they have alliances. Great Lakes Motorsports and North Boulder Motorsports, they have alliances with other race teams, and it's helping them get better. And, well, they've been able to add a little something to the alliance. You know, North Boulder Motorsports helping out Rodriguez Racing when they could, you know, helping out Anthony Marchese to get points for the championship. And Breeding, you know, he's a Rodriguez Racing driver in the Hardee's National Series. And Breeding's giving this 33 car a good ride up to the front. Logan Cloud getting experience, same with Mitchell Collins. And they're racing against some of the best, like Don Capps, Nick Mace, Ryan Acosta, and Alex Benyako. Benyako, Hardee's National Series champion. Just hasn't had the finishes to show for his results. And many people believe Benyako will find victory lane at some point this season to get his first ever Sony Cup Series checkered flag. But he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to do it today. He's back in 28th position. Zayden Davidson has worked his way around of Dejon Weeks. Davidson finished second to Weeks at Battle at the Beach. And he had a top 5 result at Las Vegas. And, well, Zayden looks very quick today at California, looking for his second career Sony Cup Series victory. He won at Michigan, which is a 2-mile track. Another 2-mile track here in California. And Davidson for Cybertron Motorsports. As Curtis falls, Zayden rises. And it's Zayden Davidson going to the point at California. Wait now, here comes Dejon Weeks. We'll be closing in on halfway in just a couple of laps, and I'll be expecting pit stops within 10 laps from now. The top side still rolling. A lot of speed up there at the top. And Zayden's able to hold off Dejon Weeks, but Weeks' teammate Richard Johnson looks just good as well. But look at Dejon, sends it to the inside. Dejon Weeks should have won this race in 2019, but we had a last lap pass by Ryan Griffin to take the win that day. And he was driving the 43 car, and the 43 car 3 years later is having terrible luck to start this season. John Art looks like he's going to be the first car to be pulled up as a lap down machine, and it looks like Dylan Schullenberg, he's been out of the race for a while now. We're hearing that Dylan Schullenberg is out of the race because of an engine failure under the caution laps. We don't have a replay of that, but that is the case. And the top 10 has been shaken up tremendously. Peter Onjak has moved his way into the top 10. Dejon Weeks has dropped outside of the top 10. Wow, a lot has changed since we just cut away there. Jake Bassinger's now up to 3rd. Richard Johnson's back in the lead. So it's Richard Johnson, the Season 1 and Season 5 champion, leading over Davidson, the last year's winner at this racetrack, and Jake Bassinger. Then it's DJ Curtis, Dylan Young, the top 5. And how about Peter Onjak? He was in 6th position at the line, but Dodd in England to the inside, going to make that pass. Sean Harple's there with Jesse Turner. Shrigley and Weeks dropping like rocks at the top side. Like we're going to get pit stops. Here comes DJ Curtis down pit road. We have reached halfway. Some more leaders are on pit road. Richard Johnson's going to make the undercut strategy with Zayden Davidson. Going to see if they pit this time around. Jake Bassinger has taken the lead. I think he might stay out. No, he's going to come down pit road. No, he isn't. He actually does stay out. Oh, Turner! Turner in the 17 is going to come to pit road. Oh, Bassinger did pit. What a move by Bassinger. Pulled a Zayden Davidson from Las Vegas, coming to the inside very late, trying to get any sort of advantage on the rest of the field as possible. That's going to leave Joseph Shrigley and Daniel Bouchard as the only drivers left that need to make a pit stop. So they're going to stay out 2 laps longer, it seems. Here comes Shrigley and here comes Bouchard. Both drivers have a partnership with Horizon Group and Red Bull, and racing as Pontiac drivers, they work together on the racetrack as much as they can. Zayden Davidson exits pit road ahead of Richard Johnson. James Shelley's going to be in third out of this group that pitted. But we're going to see where they all line up. Here's Davidson. Looks like Jake Bassinger got the most that he could coming into pit road. I believe Bassinger's going to be the race leader because of how much speed he was carrying coming into pit road. What a job of getting on pit road from the point leader, Jake Bassinger. Bassinger leads the pack. There's Joseph Shrigley in the 86. Daniel Bouchard just behind, so even the overcut wasn't that bad of a strategy, and they're going to have fresher tires, is Joseph Shrigley and Daniel Bouchard. Not by a whole lot, maybe by 2 laps and 1 lap on some drivers. But as we come to the line, 33 laps to go. It is Jake Bassinger out front over Zayton Davidson, Dejon Weeks, James Shelley, Jesse Tunner, Chris Dodd, Joseph Shrigley, Richard Johnson, Logan Cloud, who has impressed me all day, qualified in the field on speed, and Cloud is in 9th position, racing with Richard Johnson and Joseph Shrigley. And Logan Cloud, what a job by the 56 team. Cloud ahead of Daniel Bouchard, Alex Bignacco. Then it's Matthew Rodriguez, Dom Capps, Anthony Marchese, Nick Breeding, Peter Onjack, Sean Harple, Charlie Smith. Then it's Vince Freeze and Will Goss, the top 20. Outside the top 20 is Samuel England, Dylan Young, Eric DeMax, Ryan Acosta. DJ Curtis has fell way down the order again. He's got a long ways to go. This has got to stop being a trend for DJ Curtis. This cannot be a trend that Curtis is happy about. Starts on pole, leads a handful of laps, and then drops through the pack. Curtis is in 25th. Stephen Paul III doing what that he needs to do and that team needs to do to be in the top 30 in honor points to be locked in after this race. He's in 26th. Ace Wild 27th. Then it's the 20 of Nick Mays in 28th. Jacob Hart, he was up there earlier. He's in 29th. Matt DeLeo in 30th. 31st, Matt Mitchell Collins, sorry about that. Ryan Griffin has rebounded a little bit. He's up to 31st now. Charles Sanford having a very poor day today at home. He's in 33rd. Then it's Ryan Butcher in 34th. Hayden Klein in the 68 and 35th. Then Jeff James, Cody Lamas, they have damage 36th and 37th. Zachary Fitzwater with James Silverfox. It's a tough break for Silverfox. He got in the outside wall, hasn't recovered since. He's in 39th. 40th is Jeffrey White. Then it's John Arndt. Arndt in the 43, last on the lead lap. Davidson has passed Jake Bassinger. And, well, you got about 11 cars up here with the leaders contending for the win with about 30 to go. Down to the inside for the race lead. Jesse Tunner trying to make the pass on Zayden Davidson. Joseph Shrigley in the 86. He's probably going to be one of the favorites here. He has the freshest tires. Daniel Bouchard's in this pack as well. Bouchard in his Red Bull down the inside. Similar colored machines. Speed Hunter Dodge against the Pontiac AlphaTauri. And Bouchard's going to make that pass on Weeks. Shrigley and Weeks are flying to the front. They're up to 2nd and 3rd. And the 2-time champion, last season's champion, Jesse Tunner, is going to have to fend off the pack. I cannot say enough how impressive it is to see Great Lakes Motorsports inside of the top 10. For a moment, Logan Cloud was door-to-door with Dejon Weeks and Jake Bassinger, James Shelley. And Logan Cloud gaining a lot of experience out there. This 56 team doing an amazing job. That team working together in a partnership with Red Bull Racing and Horizon Group, and Red Bull Racing and Horizon Group have Joseph Shrigley and Daniel Bouchard as well up here in the podium positions right now as we come to closing in on 20 to go. Possibly going to be the favorites to try and win today's race. And you wouldn't have ever expected Joseph Shrigley or Daniel Bouchard to possibly be the favorites for the win today. But they have the fresher tires. It may be only by 1 or 2 laps, but it could make a difference. And Red Bull and Horizon Group have shown that they've got good race cars. And, well, Jesse Tunner looking for his first win of the season. Tried to get another victory under his belt. leads the pack. With 20 laps to go, it is still Turner, Shrigley, and Bouchard as they run up on Jeffrey White to put him 1 lap down. Turner is doing all he can to keep the Aflac Ford out front, but Shrigley and Bouchard look very good. Behind them, they race for 4th position. Dejon Weeks holds it. Zayden Davidson's in 5th. Bassinger and his teammate Shelley race for 6th. Then it's Logan Cloud again, doing a heck of a job in the 56 Great Lakes Motorsports car. He's in 8th. Alex Bignacco, we talked about him earlier in the race. How if he wanted to win, he needed a rebound. And he needed to come from a ways back. He's came from 28th to 9th, racing to the high side of Logan Cloud. Cloud is just surprising me today. And look at Bouchard and Shrigley. They're giving Turner hell at the front. Weeks is closing in as well. Richard Johnson just outside of another top 10 result. Dom Capps is there as well. He's in 12th position. Sean Harple, actually Matthew Rodriguez skipped over him. He's in 13th. Harple 14th. Nick Breeding ahead of Anthony Marchese. What a run for North Border Motorsports. Used the provisional to make the race. And that team's hoping they're in the top 30 in owner points so they don't have to qualify in. Anthony Marchese knows how stressful it is in pre-qualifying. Missing the race at Vegas, got the ride in the 33. Peter Ojak has been supreme today. In 17th position ahead of Dylan Young. Charlie Smith in 19th and Samuel England in 20th. That is the top 20. But at the front of the pack, there's Dejon Weeks. He has crept in. And Jake Bassinger's there as well. They're racing with Shrigley, racing with Bouchard. Gonna go 3 wide for position. Maybe Shrigley backs out of it. Weeks and Bassinger, they are very quick. But are they quick enough to pass on the bottom? The bottom's been tough off of turn 4 all race. Bouchard's got a run on Jesse Turner. For the race lead, Daniel Bouchard trying to take it away. Daniel Bouchard for Red Bull Racing is in the lead. Bassinger and Dejon Weeks. Weeks was sideways off of turn 4 just then. Did you see that? What a save by Dejon. That car looked like it could have went around. Shrigley trying to get out from behind of Jake Bassinger, trying to do the crossover, but he gets loose as Alex Bignacco puts his 8 car to the inside. Bignacco has come from a long ways back in that Reese's Chevrolet. What a comeback from Alex Bignacco. I didn't expect him to come back and be a contender for the win this afternoon. Less than 15 laps to go. Daniel Bouchard leads his first ever Sony Cup Series laps. This used to be a Cloud9 entry. Now it's a full-blown Red Bull Racing entry. And Bouchard, a part of a 3-car team. That team will have to downsize to 2. We talked about CM Racing last time out at Las Vegas. And here today, Red Bull Racing. They have had great cars and great results from all drivers across the board. Samuel England has struggled to get the finishes, but he ran really well at Daytona. And here comes Weeks to the inside of Jesse Turner, trying to make a challenge on the AlphaTauri Pontiac. Dom Capps, he's entered the top 10 as well, to the inside of Joseph Shrigley. And here comes Turner, the inside of Bouchard. Shrigley has fell victim to some very bad moves from other drivers where he's been bottomed up and lost his momentum. But to the inside, Turner goes on Daniel Bouchard. We have 12 laps to go, 11 at the stripe. Another lap car and Zachary Fitzwater to deal with. Weeks almost pushing Turner, but he goes to block. They are 4 wide across the front straightaway. Bouchard gets the run on the top. Bassinger tried to follow, but he gets loose. Turner loose. Weeks was loose. And here comes Zayden Davidson to the inside for second position. Davidson doesn't want to finish second again today. He wants to try and win another 2-mile track. Wow, I can't believe Daniel Bouchard is still out front. When we get back to the line, Bouchard, I think every season Bouchard has been in, he's at least failed to qualify for 1 race. He's always ran for some backmarker teams, and he's showing his case for what he deserves to be in a top ride in the Sony Cup Series. Bouchard leads over Davidson, but Shelley's there too. Weeks and Turner continue to race, and that allows Joseph Shrigley to get to the inside. The leaders have ran up on Zachary Fitzwater. Fitzwater holding up Davidson and Weeks just a little bit. Weeks trying to get the inside, but Shrigley's there. Matthew Rodriguez has entered the top 10, and he's closing. Alex Bignacco, Jake Bassinger losing ground just a little bit. We talked about Tom Capps being in the top 10. Shrigley in the 86 pushing Turner, but it's Davidson who is still tucked in behind Fitzwater. Fitzwater still has a good enough car. Shelley downstairs trying to pass Daniel Bouchard. It'll be 6 laps to go at the stripe. Bouchard and Shrigley have the best tires of anyone in this lead pack. And Shelley moving Daniel Bouchard. Shelley moves Daniel up the racetrack. And it's James Shelley taking the lead at California. 3 by 3 further back with Bignacco, Bassinger, and Davidson. Looks like Jake Bassinger, he's in a good position here to have 4 straight top 10s to start the season. The championship leader and Daytona 500 champions having a good run. And look at Logan Cloud. He's still giving that 56 ride a good showing. Here comes Nick Brady and Anthony Marchese. We have a lot of guys contending the top 10 places. But at the lead of the pack, it is Jesse Turner, last year's champion, to the inside of James Shelley. Shelley has to give that away. Shelley qualified 34th. And it's Jesse Turner out front. It'll be, I think, 3 to go, maybe 4 laps to go when we get back to the stripe. The laps are ticking away. Shelley, Bouchard, Shrigley, and Rodriguez. I can't believe Rodriguez. Rodriguez in the 9 is flying to the front. He's to the outside of Shrigley. He's going to make that pass. He's going to get the draft off of Daniel Bouchard. And Matthew Rodriguez, last week's winner at Las Vegas, is up to 4th position. Here comes Daniel Bouchard taking a peek to the inside. What a dive bomb by Daniel Bouchard. Bouchard in the 84 getting to the inside. But Bouchard, that's not the place you want to be. You kind of want to be on the top, on the front straightaway. All the way back to Zayden Davidson there in the 91 top 10 right here. But it's Matthew Rodriguez again on the top side trying to make up positions. Joseph Shrigley with another big move to the inside. But it's Rodriguez. Oh, he had a heck of a run. But it was Bouchard that shut the door. 2.5 laps to go. Jesse Turner, James Shelley and James Shelley and Daniel Bouchard, the front 3. Have not won a race yet this season. Trying to be the 4th different winner of 2022. Shelley again trying to fight against Jesse Turner. James Shelley has shown last year at Indianapolis he passed Turner late and won that race there. Turner seems unbeatable sometimes at Turner Performance, but his teammates in James Shelley and Jake Bassinger are a different breed, let me tell you. A lap and a half to go. Shelley has really rose to the occasion in the Sony Cup Series in the last couple of years. Whoa, Tom Capps! Capps nearly spun Shrigley getting to the inside of him. Rodriguez and Bassinger are sitting right here inside the top 5 trying to take the win away. White flag is out. Final lap at California. James Shelley has struggled all race weekend. He was slowest in practice. He was 34th in qualifying, and James Shelley trying to hold on. Jesse Turner, though, won 10 times in 2021. He's trying to get another victory. He's right there on the back bumper to the inside. Nearly contact. They're door to door in turn 3 and 4. I think Shelley's going to get the run on the top, and I think James Shelley's going to be able to hold on. They are side by side, nearly dead even, coming back to the line, but it's James Shelley. Shelley hangs on and wins at California. James Shelley holds off Jesse Turner. And Turner Performance Racing grabs their 2nd win of the season as a team. What a drive. James Shelley came from the back of the field pretty much to take away the victory at the very end. Daniel Bouchard gets on the podium for Red Bull Racing in that AlphaTauri car. What was an old Cloud9 racing car. That team has history of running really good at California, if you know about 2016. But Daniel Bouchard, what a drive. He led there near the end, but it just wasn't meant to be for Daniel Bouchard today. But he showed that he is a talented race car driver that just needs a top ride. And, well, Red Bull Racing's got a good ride this season, and he nearly pulled off a victory. Matt Rodriguez finishes 4th, gets another top 10 result, top 5 today. And Joseph Shrigley, another top 10 today. He finishes 5th. Jake Bassinger continues his streak of 4 consecutive top 10 results in 2022. Dom Capps gets a very good run for Martin Motorsports in 7th. Dejon Weeks slides back to 8th. And Car 8 finishes 9th. Alex Bianco comes from a ways back to give us all a big shock there near the end. He almost could have won the race. And Zayden Davidson finishes in the top 10 again after some amazing top 5 results at the Battle of the Beach and Las Vegas. Congratulations to James Shelley on grabbing the victory today. 4 different winners to start the season. 4 races down, 22 to go in this 2022 championship season. And, well, parity has been the name of the game this season. It seems like a lot of teams in this last season with this race car, before we go to the next gen, everyone seems like they have caught up and they seem competitive. We saw Great Lakes Motorsports, for heaven's sake, running in the top 10. A lot of drivers have a lot to look forward to this season. I think this is going to be one of the most competitive seasons the Sony Cup Series has had in many years. Congratulations to James Shelley. Let's get you to our finishing results and standings after round 4.